Hi friends, today I have an Oracle yoga reading for you. So in these readings, we start by pulling some cards to get our peak pose, which is what our yin deck is going to give us. And then I have the Power of Surrender and Beyond Lumeria decks to support us in the theme for our class that we're going to do after the card reading. So if you use yoga props, you can have them with you, as since this is a yin class, most likely, depending on our poses that we do, you will probably need props, or I will offer substitutes in the video. I will try to create these flows with as little use of props as possible, just in case you don't have yoga props yet or don't have anything around your house to substitute for them. So without further ado, we'll get into our card reading, and then right after our card reading, we'll have our nice yin flow. So to start off with, we will see what our peak pose is. Our peak pose for our yin practice day is Malasana Yogi Squat. So this might not seem like a traditional yin pose. It is definitely a little bit more along the sides of an active pose, but we can make it a yin pose by placing a block for you to sit atop of. So just by seeing this pose, I will recommend for the class after the reading to have at least one yoga block or a couple of pillows or rolled up blankets to help you sit on top of for this position. So Malasana is a really great hip opening stretch, really great for the lower body, aligning the lower chakras, and even though it seems a little bit stronger, it is still a very supportive and restorative pose. This will be a great peak pose. So let's see what theme we have to go with it. So first, from the Power of Surrender, surrender to setting limits. It is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs and remember that no is a complete sentence. Wonderful. So it's very important if you're on a spiritual journey or twin flame journey or just the journey of life in general, boundaries are really important. So this card isn't necessarily about like setting limits on yourself. It's about placing healthy boundaries to ensure that you are being treated with the love and respect that you deserve, and boundaries help you show others how you desire to be treated. And it's also important to remember that only you are responsible for respecting your boundaries. So this means if somebody is not honoring your boundaries, it's up to you to bring that to the surface and have your boundaries respected, either by setting more boundaries or not continuing a relationship with that person if they're not honored. Okay, and for our card from Beyond Lumeria, we have, dragon. I love dragons. Radical Expansion. That's a really beautiful card. I love this deck. It just has such a really beautiful ethereal energy to it. So Radical Expansion. What might that have to do with setting boundaries? Those might seem, boundaries might seem a little bit opposite from expansion, but setting boundaries does allow us to expand, because when you're placing boundaries, you are keeping out what doesn't serve you and what you don't wish to have in your consciousness or in your reality, and this allows the love within you to expand and overflow. Because when we're not setting boundaries, we're essentially leaking our energy, and this you can't you can't expand if you're leaking energy all over the place, and that doesn't feel very good either. So having those boundaries in place to ensure that your needs are met, that you're valuing yourself, and that those you're in relationships with and those in your life surrounding you are respecting you, they value you, they love you, like truly love you. People who really do love you, they will respect your boundaries. If somebody is upset about you placing boundaries, they were benefiting from you not having them. And if it doesn't feel good to you and you place a boundary, that boundary is for you, and you are meant to have that boundary to allow yourself to expand into deeper peace, deeper love, deeper joy in your life. All right. So that is our reading for our Oracle Yoga Yin Flow. I hope you enjoyed that. And when you're ready, go ahead and find yourself on your mat and have a yoga block nearby. And if there are any other props that you need for the class, I'll let you know when we get on our mats. See you there. All right, welcome to Boundaries for Radical Expansion, our Yin Yoga Flow. So if you want to go ahead and make sure you have a block nearby if you're using one. Otherwise, meet me in a kneeling posture as I am in. If this is really uncomfortable for you, you can sit on top of a block or place a pillow or blanket between your leg, like under your legs, sit on top of it. Or you can take a comfortable seated position, and we will begin our yin practice with lotus breath. So for lotus breath, we're going to start with our hands kind of in a triangle, kind of pointing downwards in front of your pelvis, right in front of your sacral chakra. And with lotus breath, it's an inhale through the mouth and an exhale out the nose. So as you inhale, you'll draw your hands up, keeping the triangle until you get right in front of your heart, right in front of your heart chakra, and then we will transition into lotus mudra and just kind of placing the palms of your hands together, keeping your pinky fingers and thumbs touching, and then spreading your fingers out like a lotus, and continue inhaling up until we get right in front of the third eye, right in front of the space between the brow, and then we will, on our exhale, kind of fold your hands open like a book and exhale back down, and then bring the triangle back in front of your sacral chakra, in front of the pelvis. So I will demonstrate that a couple of times for you to kind of get the feel of the breath and the work that we're doing with our hands. So we'll start. You can either follow along or just watch me for the first couple times. So we'll start with our hands in that triangle right in front of our sacral chakra, in front of the pelvis. You'll inhale through the mouth, transition to lotus, and exhale out the nose, and continue. So this is lotus breath. You can follow along to the best of your ability. You can keep your eyes open if you need to continue following me, or if you feel like you've got it, you can continue with your eyes closed. And we'll just do this for a few breaths. All right, so making that triangle, inhaling through the mouth and exhaling out the nose. Go ahead and take 3 more. When you reach the bottom of your exhale, you can just rest your palms in your lap, taking a couple breaths before we begin moving into our poses. We just have a few poses that we're going to hold for a little while. Yin is a beautiful practice for self-inquiry, dropping into ourselves. And in the theme we're exploring today, boundaries for radical expansion, it's important to really allow yourself to connect with what you need. Trust what you need. Have confidence in saying no when you need to. You are valuable and worthy of all you desire. It's okay to set boundaries with anyone, including your twin flame, and including within yourself. It's okay to set boundaries with the voice of ego or fear. It's okay to value your needs. It's only on you to respect and uphold your boundaries. Okay. You can begin to open your eyes if you had them closed and meet me in butterfly. So go ahead and come to a seat and bring the feet, soles of the feet together in front of you. You can have your feet either close to the groin or further away, whatever feels best for you. You can have your hands just resting on your ankles. You can wrap them around your feet, kind of opening them like a little book. If you'd like a deeper sensation, you can even bring the forearms down to the mat, placing them under your shins and resting your feet in the palm of your hands as well. So this feels good for me. You do not have to come this deep if you do not want to. You don't even have to fold forward very far. If you want to stay sitting upright, go ahead. If you want to play with leaning forward, go ahead. Find your butterfly pose. So take a moment to find what you need today. Honor what you need today. Trust what feels best for you right now in this space, in this practice today. And once you find your butterfly pose for today, we're gonna hang out here for a couple minutes. Just breathing. You can close the eyes if you feel safe to do so. Just dropping back into the breath. Letting the body open and expand naturally. And just be present with any sensations that arise in your body. Notice how we are holding this asana posture. This pose has the boundaries of the pose. Our body is creating a shape, but yet in this shape, as we continue to breathe and relax, we begin to expand. The purpose of boundaries is to keep the love in for yourself so that you can overflow, so that we can give, hello Apollo, from a place of overflow rather than taking from ourselves. And boundaries help us do this. So I will stop talking you can drop into yourself and connect with what you need here in this space. Go ahead and take 3 more breaths wherever you are. Let them be the most nourishing, deep, expansive breaths that you've taken in practice this far. You can sigh out the mouth if you feel called to. 2 more. Last one. Wherever you are, gently begin to rise back up, closing your legs together. Just kind of give yourself a little squeeze here for just a moment before we move into our next pose. All right. Coming into pigeon pose. We can start in tabletop with the wrists under the shoulders, knees under hips. Go ahead and bring your right knee, forward towards your right wrist. Go ahead and scoot that left leg back a little bit. And you can begin to bring your right shin parallel to the front edge of your mat. You might not go very far. I certainly don't. No worries. Find what feels best for you today. You can have your heel in pretty close to the groin or further away. Option to stay lifted here or to begin to come down onto your forearms. Seeing if that feels good for you today, or if you want to lay all the way down on your chest. Find your pigeon pose for today, and we will be here for about a minute or 2, and then we will switch sides. So find the pose that you can hold comfortably and really expand into these next couple minutes. This is a pretty deep hip stretch. So if you need something to kind of help ground you in the moment, you can begin to repeat silently or aloud. I choose to commit to honoring my own boundaries and treating myself with the love and respect I deserve. I choose to commit to honoring my own boundaries and treating myself with the love and respect I deserve. And expand here. Take 3 more breaths wherever you are. Invitation to sigh out the mouth on your exhales, if that feels good to you. Gently press yourself up if you were lying down, and come back into that tabletop pose from before, just moving through a couple of cat-cows, inhaling to drop the belly, broaden the collarbone, and exhale to round the back, coming into cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Beautiful. We'll just move on to the other side. Go ahead and bring your left knee forward, shin as parallel to the front of the mat as feels good to you. So your heel may be pretty close into your groin or further away. You can scoot that right leg back a little bit. Option to stay lifted or begin to come down onto your forearms or even your chest. Find your pigeon and settle in, affirming to yourself, I choose to commit to honoring my own boundaries and treating myself with the love and respect I deserve. And take 3 more breaths. Invitation to exhale, sigh out the mouth if that feels good to you. And gently press up if you'd come down. Coming back into tabletop. Just a couple cat-cows here. Perfect. If you have that block, if you're using it today, go ahead and set it kind of towards the middle of your mat on the medium height. We're going to preparing for Malasana Yogi Squat, but first we're going to do a little bit of challenging work, a little bit of yang in our yin. So go ahead and can meet me in mountain pose just in front of the block. So you can bring your palms to heart center. And on your inhale, we're going to lift the heels up off the floor, coming onto the ball of the feet. It's going to be a bit of a balancing act, but keeping on the balls of the feet. As you exhale, begin to squat down, coming down just as low as you can. Wobbling is okay. Coming down, coming down, coming down. Pause for just a moment. We're going to go back up. Inhale, coming up slowly with control. Wobbling is okay. All the way back up. You can place your heels back down. Do that again. Inhaling onto the balls of the feet. Lifting the heels. Exhaling, coming down into your squat, nice and slow. Keeping the balance best you can. Coming all the way down as far as you can. You don't have to go all the way down. Inhale, back up. Staying on the balls of the feet, balancing the best you can. Placing the heels on the ground. One more time, you can do it. Inhale, lift your heels up, coming onto the ball of the feet. And exhale to squat down. Beautiful. And inhale, rise back up. You got this. And place the heels on the floor. So now you can kind of take your feet about hip width distance, maybe a little wider. You're going to have to play with it when we come down into Malasana. Have your feet turned out, bringing your palms together in front of your chest if you had moved them. And just begin to squat back. We're going to be sitting, if you have your block, we're going to be sitting on the block. Just sit, have a seat on your block if you're using it. If you're not, just come down as low as it feels good to you. We're going to hang out here. If you don't have a block, you could also stack a few pillows or blankets. Hanging out here. You can close your eyes if that feels good to you. Awakening my heart's essential qualities. Unconditional love blossoms naturally. You can repeat this as we hold our pose if you wish, silently or aloud. Awakening my heart's essential qualities. Unconditional love blossoms naturally. Take 3 more breaths. Begin to lean forward a little bit, remove the block if you had it. Coming to sit on your mat, extending your feet out long in front of you, preparing for Janu Shirshasana, or head to knee. So go ahead and bend your right foot in, placing it, kind of coming into kind of like tree pose, but we're on the ground. So you have that right foot up against that left thigh. With your leg out to the side, you can go ahead and flex your left foot. You can stay lifted here, or you can begin to fold forward over your leg if that feels good to you. Just however deep you need to today. Keeping the legs straight if you want to work into the hamstrings. If you really just want to relax and fold into yourself, you could put your blocker pillow under your knee or under your shin or your calf. And just hang out here for a little bit. And 3 more breaths wherever you are. If you folded forward, you can begin to come back up. We'll switch sides, extending that right leg. You're gonna have to move, Apollo. Thank you. Out long, flexing the right foot. Bend your left knee, placing your foot against your right thigh, coming into that seated tree pose. Choosing to stay lifted or beginning to fold forward. Go ahead and take 3 more breaths. And gently rise up. Just place your hands behind you and gently windshield wiper the legs. Windshield wiper the legs from side to side. Just nice and gentle. Okay. Coming into child's pose. You can have the knees together as wide as the mat or anywhere in between. And just begin to sit back on your heels. You can extend your arms straight out. You can have your forearms closer to let your head hang. You can lay your forehead on the mat with your arms back behind you, alongside your body. Find your child's pose and settle in, relaxing, repeating to yourself, I trust and follow my intuition. I trust and follow my intuition. Three more breaths right here. Gently press yourself up. And coming down onto the belly for crocodile pose. Just lay down on your belly with your legs straight out behind you. You can stack your hands and rest your forehead on your hands. You can gently shake out the legs a little bit if that feels good to you. We've done a lot of work on them today. When you're ready, begin to find stillness in the pose. And settle in with yourself. 3 more breaths. When preparing for Shavasana in our meditation, you have 3 options for Shavasana today. You can remain right here in crocodile pose if this feels good to you. You can roll over onto your back to take a traditional Shavasana, or you can roll onto your favorite side for fetal and begin to press yourself up into a comfortable seat, Sukhasana. So find your pose for Shavasana today. Take a moment to settle in. Allow your breath to anchor you in this moment, grounding you in the sensation of being present. As you continue to breathe, remember, trust what you need, have confidence in saying no when you need to, and allow the love within you to expand and overflow. Now, imagine yourself in a beautiful garden, surrounded by vibrant flowers and lush greenery. This garden symbolizes your union, a sacred space. Deserving of unconditional love and respect. Visualize yourself gently closing a gate around your garden. This gate represents setting boundaries to protect and nurture your inner world. You can repeat silently or aloud. I choose to commit to honoring my own boundaries and treating myself with the love and respect I deserve. As you walk through the garden, notice any debris or clutter that may have accumulated. With each step, pick up this debris and place it into a small pile. Once you have collected everything, see yourself lighting a fire and watching as the debris burns away, releasing all that no longer serves you and that doesn't belong in your union, in your being. You can repeat silently or aloud, awakening my heart's essential qualities, unconditional love blossoms naturally. Consider how setting boundaries with love and respect allows you to cultivate healthy relationships and preserve your own well-being. Remember, it's okay to set boundaries with others, including those closest to you, like your twin flame. You can repeat silently or aloud, I trust and follow my intuition. Take a moment to thank yourself for dedicating this time to your own growth and self-care today. Know that you are valuable and worthy of all that you desire. As you gently bring your awareness back into the present moment, begin to wiggle your fingers and toes and deepen your breath. Take a final deep breath in, and as you exhale, release any remaining tension. Carry this sense of empowerment and self-love with you as you continue your day. If you are in crocodile or traditional shavasana, begin to make your way onto your favorite side for fetal pose and eventually Sukhasana, easy seat. Once you arrive, go ahead and inhale your arms up overhead, gathering up all the energy of our practice today. Exhale, the palms down to prayer and bring your heart center, Anjali Mudra. And we'll seal this practice today with an Om, nice, sweet, gentle Om. Inhale to prepare. Collective reset breath. When you feel ready, you can gently flutter your eyes open. All right. Thank you for joining me today for this Oracle Yoga reading for Boundaries for Radical Expansion. I hope you feel very restored and renewed within yourself and empowered to begin setting your boundaries when you need to and allowing yourself to expand. Until next time, Sat Nam.